Question 9. Claire correctly solves the following equation. Log base 2 of 6 minus x plus log base 2 of 3 minus x equals 2. She finds two possible values of x. X equals 2 and x equals 7. Identify which one of these values is unacceptable and explain why. So when we have a log equation, we're certainly investigating whether or not these values fall in the domain of log. And this can be quite tricky. I think a graph that it would helpful if you memorize is just a basic log graph where a base is bigger than 1. It kind of has this shape. It's asymptotic along the y-axis, and it is an increasing graph. So let's look at the two values, 2 and 7. So you got to be careful because both 2 and 7 fall in the domain of a log base 2 graph, but we got to see if it actually falls in the domain of the equation. So first I'm going to check each of these values. Check x equals 2. If I check x equals 2, I get log base 2, and I'm going to substitute it in for x. 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. That's fine. Plus log base 2 of 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So if I am going to go further, you can do this in your head. You want to ask yourself, 2 to the power of what number will give you 4? So 2 to the power of what number is 4? That's what you ask yourself. And of course the answer is 2. Similarly, if you look at the next part, 2 to the power of what number is 1? And of course that is 2 to the 0. So 2 plus 0 is 2. So that's fine, right? The left-hand side equals the right-hand side. So I am thinking that x equals 7 does not work, but we should check that as well. So we're going to check x equals 7. So let's check x equals 7. And as soon as we put in x equals 7 into the left-hand side, we get log base 2 of, right, 6 minus 7 is negative 1. But as we can see from the graph, negative 1 is not in the domain of not log of x. So, not in domain. Okay, so there's a few ways we can do this. Identify which one of these values is. So x equals 7 is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And, you know, if we want to just say because we cannot find log of a negative value. Okay, so I think that's clear enough. So we could clearly see the 2 works and the 7 doesn't work. Again, as soon as you are forced to try to find a log of a negative number, you just stop. You don't go beyond it. Okay? You cannot go beyond that.